So with the success of the Washington Commanders in 2024, everyone is going to be quick to look at the quarterback Jaden Daniels, and rightfully so. But a lot of the success also needs to be credited to offensive coordinator Kliff Kingsbury. Kliff has had an outstanding season, even when a lot of people thought he couldn't adjust. He showed, yeah, he can. Kliff has mustered up a lot of noise around his name this offseason. A lot of people believe he could leave Washington for a head coaching gig. Well, I'm here to tell you why I don't believe that is going to be the case. Let's talk about it. Surprise! Guess what's making its way back into your space after its 2-year hiatus? You've guessed it, Juan Gotti's Top of the Morning show will be back January 6, 2025, live at 9 a.m. Mondays and Wednesdays. So bring your coffee and all your morning dews with you as we're back on Top of the Morning show. See you over there.
Top of the morning, 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 top of the morning. Hold on.
Timeout. Daniels throws down the sideline for Terry McLaurin. McLaurin misses. Lightning strikes twice in Washington. Daniels Jaden Daniels. I changed the whole franchise like Jaden Daniels. You didn't believe in me, why are you hating? I put the team on my back like my name's Jaden.
YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here. We have the Washington Commanders video, and in today's video, I'm coming on here with a video where we're going to be talking about offensive coordinator Kliff Kingsbury and how I believe that he and / should stay put in Washington in 2025. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. Before we do, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload new videos like this to the channel. We're on the road to 8,000 subscribers, so it'd be greatly appreciated if you haven't reached that goal as soon as possible. Thank you so much. Let's get straight into today's video. So Kliff Kingsbury's name has mustered up a lot of noise to potentially become a head coach in a place like Chicago or some other vacancies that may open up at a later time after the season has concluded. And I remember about a month or two ago, I made a video around this similar topic where I said Kliff could be on the move to Chicago and how I felt like if he was to actually leave Washington, that would be the best fit for him given the fact that he has history with Caleb Williams and how that team has a ton of talent, especially on the defensive side of the ball. However, after allowing this season to come to regular season, that is, come to almost a finish, I kind of thought about it a little bit of how I think Kliff would be better off staying where he's at. First things first, why a lot of people believe Kliff will want to leave is so he can have a better opportunity and a second chance to be a head coach yet again and obviously make the big bucks. Well, let me let you in on a little secret if you don't know. Kliff Kingsbury is still getting paid good by the Arizona Cardinals. So he's still getting head coaching money on top of the Washington Commanders offensive coordinator salary that he has this season. So Kliff Kingsbury is well compensated in the words of Mike Tom.
That's why I'm well compensated.
I don't think Kliff Kingsbury is interested in becoming a head coach. Maybe next season, after his contract has expired, he'll explore those opportunities. But after this season, I think he may want to stay. I think Kliff is enjoying just solely focusing on the offensive side of the ball. I remember a couple of months ago when they asked him kind of this question in the media, and he was really focused on Washington and the offense at this current moment. And he said, if I decide to cross that bridge again, or if I decide to potentially get into a head coaching job again, then maybe, who knows. But right now, he's focused solely on being the coordinator of Washington. Now, as I mentioned before, that can all change if the right job come knocking. Who are we kidding? But if I was Kliff Kingsbury, and if I think the best situation would be for Kliff Kingsbury, it would be to stay in Washington at least for one more season. Again, you're well compensated. You're getting paid like a head coach as an offensive coordinator. You're creating something very special here. You have the best rookie quarterback in the draft, and you turned him into a machine. And on top of him already being one as he is, you have the command of this offense. Like, this team is succeeding. You're succeeding. And it's not to say that you wouldn't succeed as a head coach a second round, because obviously DQ, this is his second opportunity as a head coach, and he's potentially going to be successful the second time, at least starting off that way. So I fully think Kliff is going to be locked in there in Washington in 2025. I think the situation is too good for him to be wanting to leave. Now, it'd be different. Let's say Kliff Kingsbury was a regular offensive coordinator, and let's say he didn't have Arizona as his past on his resume, and he was never the head coach in Arizona. Then I would say, okay, you know what, Kliff, go ahead, go to Chicago or go to wherever they may say. They said Antonio Pierce could potentially be one and done. Maybe go to Las Vegas if that happens, or anywhere that opens up a vacancy. Then I will understand. But the situation that he's in, he's good. He's chilling. And Kliff kind of strikes me as that guy that wants to just focus on offense, that just wants to have to deal with the X's and O's and not all the other stuff. You know, as a head coach, you take on a different kind of challenge as you would as a typical coordinator, or, you know, stuff like that. As a head coach, you got to organize the practice. You got to in the games, game manager, worry about the timeouts, controlling the clock. You got to worry about getting the defense ready. You have to have installs. You have to lead the team meetings. You have to stay there longer than typical other, you know, staff members. So there's a lot to come with being the head coach. And I think Kliff's success as an offensive coordinator speaks volumes more than it does his head coaching experience. Again, now he has only one real notable job on his resume, and that is Arizona, and it wasn't it wasn't the worst. Like, a lot of people tend to forget that he had Kyler Murray playing at an MVP level. He won Offensive Rookie of the Year with Kyler Murray. He had these Cardinals in the playoffs year in and year out, and it just ended horribly. So it's not like he's just totally inept as a head coach. That's why I think more so in 2026 he'll be ready to rock and roll, because that way you've pretty much fulfilled your job role and your experience and your contract rather here in Washington. And now if you was to become a head coaching gig, it would be probably the better time, because you now have learned more than you already have learned the first time. When you was just becoming a head coach at AZ, you learn more from DQ. You learn more from Lincoln Riley at USC for whatever that may have for you, for whatever that's worth. You know what I'm saying? In Arizona, I already see you doing a lot of different things that you didn't do in Arizona. So I think Kliff has the capability to be a head coach for the second time, but it's just all about, does he want to? And I think he's enjoying just being an offensive coordinator. Again, especially with the salary that he has and the control that he has here and the success that he's creating here in Washington, I think he's totally fine with just being an offensive coordinator. Now, I will say, Kliff Kingsbury is the kind of guy that I would love to play for. He's the kind of guy that I would love to have as a head coach, especially with the offensive side of the ball and just how he gets it. But again, I don't necessarily know if Kliff is ready to, you know, cross that bridge at this current moment. I think it's just too much good to pass up on. Like, if you go out of here on a playoff run this year, and let's just say Washington comes up short, as I said in my last video. Like, let's say we make it to the divisional round, or we make it to the NFC Championship. Imagine us coming back next season with the same team and same staff, and then we already upgraded, though. Like, Kliff is doing great things with this roster how it is now. Imagine if he gets into the free agency, him and DQ and AP, they all get into the free agency and the drafting. Imagine what this offense could look like next year when they give Kliff Kingsbury that running back, when they give Kliff Kingsbury that wide receiver 2, when they give Kliff Kingsbury that clear tight end 1. Like, it could be so much better Like, he could be our Ben Johnson. Like, I think Ben Johnson will ultimately become a head coach next this head coaching cycle. But it wouldn't surprise me if he decides to stay. Because again, I know we're upset with Ben Johnson because it's not that he turned us down, but it's how he went about it. But he wanted to stay in Detroit because he liked what he built there, or at least was assisting with building it. Maybe this is what Kliff is feeling like. Like, maybe Kliff feels this way. Like, hey, I'm flattered that you're interested in me, but I like what I'm building here in Washington, and it's still in its infant stages. And before I even consider taking a head coaching job again, I want to see this infant turn to a grown adult and see my work pay off before I head to another destination to be a head coach again. Then we'll cross that bridge when it comes. But right now, I think Kliff Kingsbury should stay put in Washington, and I think ultimately he will. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. We still have a lot of postseason ball left, and we still have one regular season game left. So let's hope for the best and hope this team actually does something in the postseason. Alrighty, y'all. As always, me, boy, Juan Gotti. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload new videos like this to the channel. We're on the road to 9,000 subscribers, so we greatly appreciate it if you haven't reached that goal as soon as possible. Thank you so much. You have a blessed one. Stay safe. Be easy out there. Peace.
Timeout. Daniels throws down the sideline for tournament one.